Okay. Howdy, everybody. It's Veterans Day, so I figured I'd come in here and do a little layout. Not gonna be doing much. I got a table full of tools that I have to deal with, but just about everything's up off the floor. So I wanted to do a little layout. So you're looking at the front to back layout, right? Front of the house to the back of the house, front to back. And here's what we and I knew this already, before. So let me walk on these. I want to go easy when I'm walking on these. So I put them up pretty close to the. Let me push you in. I'm going to push you in. Just there you go. So we're right up against, pretty close up against my framing, the pedestal for the tub. Now there's going to be a covering for that, right? I'm going to make. So I have room to move, which is good because I need it for down here. And hold on, let me get set up down there. I want to show you something. Yep, not a good idea to be walking on these tiles on the beach because I just cracked one. See it? Just stepped on that one and cracked it. So maybe that's well, we won't even go there. But anyway, we'll find a use for it somewhere. Okay, I wanted to show you this threshold because this is an important piece of the puzzle we got going on here. All right, there's several important things. There's the doorway, is where it goes up against the tub framing, but ultimately it's this doorway and the shower. That's the two most important things. But I kind of wanted to show you, if I move this down a little bit, all right, how much of a gap we're going to need to fill. And I'm going to make this as big as I possibly can, because here's the T-molding, right? And here's, actually, wait a minute, this T-molding is a little wider. See that? That's the new T-molding. This is the T-molding that I used in the past. So look at that. It's actually wider. So that's nice. All right, I didn't know that. But that's good to know. All right, so we're going to make this threshold gap. Now, another important thing with threshold, usually you want the transition to meet with door closes. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice. Hold on a sec. When you putting your flooring down and you're at a doorway, you want your transition to be where the door closes. For instance, the ideal transition for this tile would be right here, and actually it would be further back, right? Now you see what I'm getting at? I'm getting at right in the middle of this transition right here. Hold on, get that closer. And you want it to be something right like so. See that? But I have a gap here that I have to fill. Hold on. Good grief. Okay. Good grief. Okay, so yeah, so this is not going to work, right? I can't cheat. I don't think. Let's see. It's almost, but it'll almost cover it. Look at that. It'll almost cover it. Almost cover it. So obviously we're going to mess around with this some more before I start cutting anything. I'm just doing some beginning layout. I'm trying to think of what we're going to do. So I can't make this gap too wide. See, once upon a time I thought of actually, because I have some of this, right? The laminate. I was thinking about cutting a thin strip of laminate this way in my spare and putting it and filling this gap right here, right? To fill the gap, right? Just running a piece of it, and I could still probably do that because I could just peel this back. That's no big deal. Right? I could peel that back. So that I might do that. I might, kind of get a little creative here, because I would like this transition to be in the doorway, because that's the way it's supposed to be done. That's the way us professionals do it. And you can always tell when you have somebody that, maybe, you know, doesn't know about this kind of thing, you know, you can, you can always tell. I can always tell anyway. All right, so let's get back on track here. So the important thing is that for this run, front to back run, is I'm going to base the tile starting here, and I'm going to move everything, which I already did, but I'm going to move this back a little bit. All right. Well, maybe not. Maybe I won't move it back. Sorry if this video's all over the place already. Maybe I won't. Maybe I'll get this as wide as I can. Get this gap as wide as I can. And the other bad thing about this too is I'm going to have thin sets. So there's going to be a gap on this side that we already talked about that I have plans for. Okay, let me move on. So starting with this piece right here where I kind of want it, then I'm going to be moving, I'll move everything back and I'll see what kind of gap we have up there. So let me do that. And I'm going to try not to step on this stuff because, yeah. See, look. See that? I'm taking my Skechers off. I'm going to be coming in here with my socks. So yeah, that's a beauty. That's a beauty. Oops, dropping tools. All right, sit tight a sec. Let's get organized. Hold on. Okay, so I moved them all back. I moved them all in this direction here. With this gap at the threshold to be covered up with a combination of my new T-molding and maybe a piece of laminate going this way as a filler. So that's going to be an option there. So if we come back and we look, it's like hopscotch, right? Hopscotch. So we're good. I like that because remember, I'm going to be building a panel, some sort of, you know, door panel access thing for this, right? So that's I can you know, that I think I can make that work is what I'm trying to say in a roundabout way. And that gives me this line over here. Wait, hold on, let me get some tile for the shower floor. Hold on. Okay, so that's how that would be. All right. And I can live with that because it's going into the wall, into the shower a little bit. And yeah, I could actually even, I don't want to move this out too far. I don't want to move this one out too far this way because I want to have, yeah, I'd like to have it just behind this corner a little bit, and I think that'll work. That can work. Now this is all subject to change, but we're trying to get the basic idea of this layout, right? And this can work this way. So the front to back can work the way we have it, right? The way it's laid out. Now the only other question would be the side to side, the long way. And I'll work on that next, right? Because I want to see where this is going to fall, meaning these two tiles. I want to see where these two tiles fall, because I think the door, I'm going to have this glass door fixed, and this is going to be the door that I go in and out of the shower to. So I'd rather have a full tile here, right? So I'm stepping on a full tile. Not that it matters, but I just, if I can work it out, I want to have a full tile in front of the shower here and kind of move this down a little bit. And that's what we're going to be doing when we do the side to side layout, but that's for a different video. So as of right now, we're making progress with this. And, oh, ouch, I'm doing hopscotch. Just bang my something or other into that thing hanging down. That sucker. Just bang the corner of that thing. Oh boy, it's going to be one of those days. Yeah. So that's why I'm not going to do too much work. You ever have one of those days where you just try to make it a good day, but no matter what you do, it's like, I think that might be, and it's Veterans Day, so not that, so anyway, the plan is just to chill, and, so this is it right here. Yeah. I think the seam tape and the thin set adds height. It adds a little bit of a height to it, so No big deal. I'm going to be using a really thick notched trowel, and we're going to get going on it here pretty soon. All right, so this is the front to the back layout. Front of the house to the back of the house, right? Layout. And we want the two focused areas are here and over there. Those are my two focused areas that we want to kind of. Now, I didn't put any, separation in. It's going to be, I didn't need to do that because we're only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's like, well, that could be, what am I using? Eighths or sixteenths? I can't remember. So that's like half an inch. If I'm using sixteenths, quick math, so that would be fine. If I start here, that'll be pushing it up half an inch there, or if I start over there, I'll probably start there, close to the tub, and work my way towards the door when we get to it. All right, enough said. Let me pull you out real quick. Let me just say, yep, two important things to consider is this threshold and the shower threshold, okay? All right, thanks for watching. And I'm going to be working on that left to right layout here sooner or later, so hope you're having a good day, and there'll be more to come.